Okay, so good day everyone. Um, okay, so for the following slides, we have already discussed creating simple threads and learn how to create basic threads to perform a concurrent task. Okay, so we also discussed how to pass parameters to threads, enabling more flexible and dynamic execution. Okay, additionally, we explored the different methods in creating threads. So beyond that, we explored and how to manage threads states effectively. Okay, so there are some few things that you might be useful to use to us if we wanted to post the threads. Where's passing? Okay, dito. If we want to post the threads for a certain amount of time, so we could use the sleep for command, and this is still under the namespace this thread. Okay, so let's try to create a program. For example, dev C++. Okay, so for example, we have include okay. Then so we will add thread, guys. Include threads. Okay. And main, sorry, main return 0. Okay. So for example, we have a function void post uh, thread, for example. Okay. So for example, we have a parameter of int, then with a variable of second. Okay. Lagyan natin ng s. So for example, sorry. Okay, so what would be the content C out, then for example posting the thread for how many seconds. So let's try seconds. Then new line. Okay. So for example, meron tayong posting thread. So we have the variable seconds. Then we will apply the sleep for. Okay. So we have, for example, this thread. So this under this thread, namespace. Okay. Then sleep for. Then we have, so don't forget, since this is time, so don't forget to add a chrono library. The chrono library is for time. So include chrono. Oh, wait. Chrono. Okay, then balik na dito. So we will use now the chrono. Then, for example, seconds. Then, we have seconds. Okay. And then, wait. And then, we will see out, for example, thread resume. First is thread cell resume. Okay. Okay. So for example, we have here a function printing, posting the thread for how many seconds. Okay. So we have the parameter of int, the variable of seconds. Okay. And then dito sa main function, we will instantiate the thread. We have thread T1. Then, so since we have the parameter, so yung function, okay, so function, we have, for example, post, okay, post thread, kasi ito yung function natin. Okay, post thread. Then, so what the parameter? For example, we have 3. So pass the value. Okay. Then now T1 dot join. Then return 0. Okay, so let's try this, guys. So we have here a sleep 4. So kailangan mag-print siya every 2 seconds. Okay? 3 seconds. Okay? So let's try to run this. So we will save this thread 1 sample. Okay, so let's run this. Oh, see our thread resume. Okay, let's try this, guys. Forgot to add. Okay. Okay, so 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, block muna natin siya si antivirus. Okay, for 1 hour. Okay, so for example, again, run. So posting 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, then resume. Okay. Okay. So another example, guys, in using this sleep 4, meron tayong program before sample 1. Let's try to sample 1. Okay. So I have here. So we will use sleep 4, no? So ang ginawa ko dito, before we have meron tayong hello object function. Okay, so this is for thread. Display message function. Display message function is ito yung thread 1 natin. Thread 2, I think thread 2 na to. Then hello object HO. So we have a function with our object with the method. Okay. Then we have here the function display banner. We instantiate thread 3 SB. Then we have thread 4. Okay, so let's try to. So, ang ginawa natin dito, nag-add tayo ng another thread, another function. Saan yung function natin dito? We have hello function and we have the parameter of int n and the string str. And then, ang hello function is nasa baba, I think. Okay, so hello function, int n and string r, string str. Then for example, for I is equals to 0 and I is less than n, then I plus plus. So, see out, hello function. So, i-print natin dito yung str, string, and then this thread, ID. Okay? Then, after that, I will use the thread, this thread, sleep for. For example, we pause for 2 seconds hanggang magpiprint siya every 2 seconds yung hello function. Ano yung nilagay natin sa string dito? Ayan, Jennifer. Another message yan. Okay, wait lang ha. Sa loob ng loob ng main. So, ayan. Windylin. Okay? So, ito yung hello function, Windylin. So, let's try to run this. Sleep 4. Ayan. So, hello Windylin. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So, ano siya? Magpiprint siya in every 2 seconds. Okay? So, depende kung ilang loops or ilang times yung gusto mong i-print. For example, meron ka lang 5. Okay? Okay. So, that's how hello sleep 4 function or sleep 4 command paano natin gamitin si sleep 4 command. Okay? So, next we have tayo sa slides. Next we have sleep until. Okay? So, ano ang ginagawa dito sa sleep until? Okay. So, we can use sleep until. For example, if we want to get the current time and we use the chrono library again. So, we will use the chrono again. And, okay, so chrono allows us to access the current time and we can add 5 seconds to whatever time we have now. So, let's try this, guys. So, palitan natin to siyang palitan natin sa hello function into sleep sleep until. Okay? So, let's try this. Okay, we have sleep until and then chrono system then clock. For example, now then plus chrono seconds. Okay, so how many seconds? For example, seconds natin is 2 seconds. Okay, so let's try this, guys. Compile and run. Oh, so we have problem here. So chrono second. So I think ito yun. Chrono system clock seconds. Okay, let's try this, guys. I think ayan lang. Oh, I see. Balik, tapos colon, colon. Okay, so now it's okay. At wala siya. Let's try to erase this. Chrono. That's chono. Okay, chrono. Okay, sensitive. Okay, so let's try. So for example, we have a time now. Okay, so every 3 seconds, I think. So yun guys, yung ano. So the difference between this sleep for and sleep until, ang sleep for, this command requires us to specify a certain duration to pause the thread. For example, if we want to pause the thread for 5 seconds, so we use sleep for chrono, then colon seconds, then we have the value of 5. Ang sleep until naman, this command requires us to specify the exact time at which the thread should resume. For example, if we have a current time and we want to set, okay, if we want to set a delay for 5 seconds, so we can calculate the target time and use sleep until to pause the thread until the time is reached. Okay, so let's try. So we already done this one. Okay, so we already done, no? So this one. Yeah. Okay, so let's have another example. Yung ginawa natin kanina. Yung saan yung program natin kanina. Ayan. So dito gagawa tayo ng so we have sleep until and then chrono system clock and then now seconds. So for example, we have 3. Okay. Okay, so system clock now plus chrono then second okay, so let's learn. Okay, so that's how sleep 4 works. Okay, so naintindihan. So if hindi naintindihan, pwede kang mag-message sa MS Teams, no? So in these examples, guys, the thread will pause until the current time plus, for example, we have 3 seconds, and then it's reached using this thread sleep until function. So by understanding the both sleep and both sleep for and both sleep and sleep until, we can choose an appropriate method based on whether what we want pause the thread for a specific duration. So for sleep for or until in a specific time point for sleep until. Okay? So yan guys, the difference between the sleep for and sleep until. Okay, so let's go now to sharing data. Okay. Okay. So when we talk about concurrency, um, especially multi-threading programming, it is important to understand how the threads manage their memory. Okay. So, for example, there are two threads, no, at different stacks. Ang each thread has its own stack actually. So the stack is used for storing a lock variable. So I want to show you guys yung previous module natin. Saan yung previous module? Ay, yeah. This one. About memory model. Okay, dito. Okay, so we have here is stacks, no? So we have here two threads, no? The thread 1 and thread 2. Okay? So sa stack dito, ang each thread mayroon siya may sarili siyang stack. So the stack is used for storing local variables, function calls, control flow informations. Since each thread operates independently, so they need their own stack to manage their own unique execution paths. Okay. So now, these threads are sharing, no? Nag-share sila ng heap. Okay? As you observe here, this, mag-annotate tayo. Hindi tayo makapag-annotate. Okay. So, ang heap dito, yung dalawang threads, meron siyang same heap memory. So, meaning, the heap is used for dynamically allocated memory. Like for example, objects created by new in C++, for example, or a malloc in C, for example. So the shared heap allows the thread to interact with the same data values and object in memory. Okay? So ano yung shinare nila? For example, we have the local variables stored in the thread, no, in stack, and they are unique to each thread and not shared. When we say global variable and objects stored in the heap, this can access and modify by any thread, no? Pwede siyang makapag-access kung kahit isa sa by any thread, no? I mean mini thread, no? Which allows threads to share the data and communicate with each other. For example, imagine the two threads here, T1 and T2. Again, T1 has its own stack and T2 has its own stack. Ang T1 with its own local variable and function calls, and sa T2 separates from T1 with its own local variable and function call. So both T1 and T2 can allocate the memory on the heap, no? If they can access to modify the same global variables or objects that are stored in the heap. So pwede silang mag-access both threads, no? So, for example, dito sa example po natin, meron tayong tinatawag na so, try kong gagawa guys. Na-share ko yung variable sa both threads. Gagawa tayo ng program. Okay, so mutex stands for mutual exclusion. Okay, chrono. Okay, so for example, using namespace, std. Okay, oh, sorry. Okay, and now, for example, we have to declare a mutex, then we have what do you think, for example, cout mutex. Okay, so for example, meron tayong wait lang main function, then return 0. Okay, so meron tayong dineclare na mutex, then we have a variable name cout mutex. Okay, so before that, mag-print out tayo, for example, mag-print out tayo ng cout, for example, let's start working. Okay, let's start working. Okay, so ang objective natin sa program na to guys is to create a program that different threads will use the variable worker the function worker i-share natin yung function worker dito, and also the variable cout mutex. Okay, variable cout mutex. Okay, so for example, let's start working, no, and then sample paano siya iwan? For example, work, then So, for example, wait lang. Yeah. Tapos, line N. Wait lang, ha. Ah, okay, NL na lang tayo. Yun lang tayo magdadagdag. Okay. So, let's start working. And now, we will create a function, a class. So, mag-create tayo ng class dito. For example, meron tayong class worker. Okay? And then, maglagay tayo ng public variable. Okay, public. So, global siya. And then, we have a worker. Example worker, we have string in. Okay, and also we have name n. Okay. So, meron tayong thread dito, void operator. So, for example, open. Then we have for int I is equals to 1. Then I is less than 3, less than equal to 3. And then I plus plus. Okay. Then okay. So for example, and begin work. Then maglagay tayo ng cout muna. Cout name okay. So for example, work. Tapos then we have, for example, done. Okay, so for example ito, I lang to I. Okay. Then after that, so after these two pages, so private string name. Okay, so meron na tayong na-create na function. Okay? So, with the uh, parameter string n, so ito na yung mismong threads, no? Okay, so let's now instantiate. Okay? So, dito sa loob ng ating program, okay, we will instantiate the thread kasi hindi na tayo magde-declare dito ng thread kasi automatic na pag ganito talaga yung operator, automatic thread na yan. Okay, so instantiate lang natin. So since we have a variable names, so wait lang ito natin ilalagay. So for example, ang name ay si Herbert. Herb na lang, Herb. Thread Herb, isa siyang worker. Then instantiate natin thread, then worker. We have worker, for example, si Herb muna, si Herb. Isang worker. So name niya is Herb. Okay? And then colon. For example, mag-ano pa tayo? We have Herb dot join. Okay? So let's try to after this, pag once na mag-join na siya, sabi niya, nag-start siya dito, then after niya nag-work, so may sasabihin siya dito, we are done. So, boss, we will go home now. Boss, we will go home now. We will go home now. See? And then, so let's try first, run our program, kung running ba siya. Okay? So let's try to run this. We have cout mutex. Okay, so meron tayong encounter the problem. So we have here kung ato colon. So what's the kulang? I is equals to 3. Then work. Ano pa ang problema nito? Terminating character. So let's raise the problem, guys. Character. So worker. See her. Oh, I saw it. Okay. And then, ito naman, ang kulang niya dito, ito. Sobra. Okay. Name and colon. I forgot. Dapat colon lang siya. At dito naman sa main, ang ating problema. Okay, end at saka end. Then see out. That's okay, so thread herb. Mouse. And herb that join. Sabi ko na eh. Okay, tama naman. Okay. Kaya siya di siya ma-access kasi isa lang. Okay, I will fix first this one guys. I-forward nyo lang guys pag once ma-okay na. Okay. Fix ko rin sana. Saan yung i-trace ko muna. Okay, so it's working. Okay. Thread. Thread her. Okay, so dito sa worker string and then colon name and so okay, capital. Unexpected, expected open. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, it's already functioning. So yan, for example guys, um, herb work done, 3 works. Okay, so kasi ano 3. So if we want to share this, for example, again, let's try. So i-try natin i-share si for example, create tayo ng bagong worker. So, bagong worker, bagong thread, and they will share the worker. Okay? Si example, si Andre. And then, copy natin si Andre dito. Okay. Okay. Andre. Dot join. And then, Andre. So, for example, meron tayong 6, no? 6. So, for example, thread. Sige, copy-paste na lang natin. Bagal natin no? Okay, so for example, meron tayong 6. So, nag-share sila ng worker at saka yung name na variable. But they have different threads. So, dito si Scott. So kanina no, yung output size is yung complete compilation time is 1.50 seconds. Yung wait lang, yung output pala niya. Engine. Okay. Bar depos return. Okay, so let's try to join now. Scott dot join. Then Bijani that join. Sample si Jenny. So nakita nyo guys, we have different threads, but they share the same variable heap or memory. Okay, so let's try this. Okay. Oops. Okay. So let's start. Run. Ayan. So, si Bijarni nag-work ng ano, um, tatlong work siya. Si Jeannie, tatlong work, done. Okay, so yan guys. So what if ipagsusunod-sunod po natin to. So let's try to cut after dito sa kung ma-organize mo siya. Naantok ako. Wait. Okay. Okay, so let's try this guys. Okay, let's try this. Kung organized na ba siya. Okay, so meron siyang terminate call after throwing instance. So ano nga yung gagawin natin dito pag ito yung mangyayari? Guys. So okay, kaya pala. Andre. Ay, pasensya na guys. Inaantok talaga ako. Mag-recording na lang. Andre. Okay, so let's try this guys. Okay. So ayan guys, let's start working sa Herb na thread. They work meron siyang tatlong work natapos. Si Andre na isang thread. Gumamit din siya ng variable na worker. Okay, so yan guys, nag-share sila ng data. Okay? Nag-share sila ng data. Every thread share the data. Okay? So alam niyo na yung concept dito. Basta ito yung ibig sabihin para mas maintindihan nyo guys. Ito yung ibig sabihin ng slide na ito. Okay? Ayan. Ayan. Okay. So yan, sharing the data. Okay, so one of the key benefits of using the threads for concurrency is the potential to easily and directly share the data between them. Okay, so nag-share yung mga threads sa ating data. Okay? However, there are some issues surrounded shared data. Okay? So, ito yung sinasabi nating race condition. Meron siyang this is the situation, or a race condition is an undesirable situation that occurs when a device or system attempts to perform two or more operations at the same time. Okay, so because of the nature of the device or the system, so the operation must be done in the proper sequence to be done correctly. So, for example here, guys, meron tayong thread 1. Si thread 1 ay we have the value integer 0. Is then nag-increase siya. Siyempre, dito pa lang nag-increase, 0 na siya dito. So, ito yung expected, no? Ating nakikita. So, for example, increase the value equals to 0. Then, pag write back na niya, kasi nag-increase siya dito, pag write back siya, magbibigay na siya ng 1. Mag-update na yung value. And then, si thread 2 naman yung mag-process. Since na meron na siyang 1 na binigay, so, i-read na ni value. Read value ni thread 2. Then, mag-i-increase value siya. So, as is pa rin, 1. Then, pag write back niya ulit, mag-i-increment na siya ng 2. Unlike dito sa actual thread, palit-palit sila yung execution. So, for example, pag-read ang value sa thread 1, then, nabasa din ng thread 2, 0 pa rin. Then, nag-execute si thread 1, nag-increase ng value, 0 pa rin. Then, si thread 2 naman, execution, 0 pa rin. So, pag-write back ng thread 1, so, nag-increment na siya, 1. At saka pag-increment ng thread 2 sa write back, magiging 1 pa rin. Okay. So, paano to ma-address, guys, itong problem na to? Okay? So, we can pwede natin gamitin yung producer-consumer problem. Okay? Nito? So, for example, we have para mas maintindihan natin dito. So, for example, a single producer-consumer. Sa architecture, we have 1 producer and 1 consumer. So, there are 2 produce multiple consumer. Okay? So, let's try to solve this by applying mutex. Okay? Wait lang ha. So dito, for a while. So, ang problem dito sa producer consumer problem is a classic synchronization problem of computer science. It illustrates the issues involved multi-threaded programming. For example, we have here the scenario, no? So, the threads that produce the data in place into a shared buffer, while customers are the threads that consume the data from the third buffer. So, the problem here, kung shared buffer siya, has a finite size, meaning it is only hold a limited number of items at a time. So, if a buffer is full, then the producer must wait until the space available to add more items. If buffer is empty, so the consumer must wait until there are items to consume. Okay? So, ang solution dito ay yung tinatawag nating synchronization mechanism. So, we will solve the producer-consumer problem using synchronization mechanism like semaphones or mutexes, no, or condition variables. So we will try this, guys. We will use mutex. Okay. Ayan. So let's try to no? Ayan. So for example, gawa tayo ng bagong program. Nagkape-kape na lang tayo. Kapagod mag-type. And then so namespace space is std. Okay, so we have int our main means return 0. Okay. Okay. So, gawa tayo ng, let's create a function. For example, void producer. See? So, ang function niya is to print, for example, for int I is equals to 1 or 0 is equals to 0. Then for example I is less than 100,000. 100,000. Okay. So then I plus plus. Then dito, we will increment our n. Okay? Then print natin yung n. Okay. So for example, we have a function producer that prints, that increments the value of n up to 100,000 times. Okay. Then we have another function, the void customer. Void customer. Example. So we have void customer. No, not consumer. I mean consumer. Okay, so same din siya, pero ang gagawin natin dito is in minus minus. Okay. Okay. So let's try to run this, no? So bali dapat ang ano niya, ang output niya ay wait lang. Mayroon para tayong gagawin. Okay, so for example, anong gamitin natin. So, since gumamit tayo ng n, so n, so initialize natin to 0 muna. Okay. And then, we will create a function prototype, and also we'll use the mutex, So, mutex, we have m, okay, for mutex. Then, we have a function prototype. So, void producer at saka void customer. Okay, dito na tayo sa main. So, sa main, instantiate natin si thread T1, then producer. Okay? Then, thread T2, for consumer. Okay? So, for example guys, kung ito yung mangyayari, for example, T1 join T2.join, okay. Kung ganyan yung mangyayari guys, so dapat ang mangyayari dito is dapat yung value ng ating n is 0 kasi first, ang producer natin, for example, meron tayong 100,000. Ang concept kasi dito guys, for example, kung hindi siya gagamitan ng tawag dito, locks or tawag dito yung mechanism, no? Hindi natin gagamitin yung isang mechanism na, say for example, sa bangko, I have an ATM. Then, in-extend ko yung ATM ko, another ATM to my misis, no? So, itong ATM ko, since nakita ko na mayroon pang laman na 500. And then, sa kabila naman, sa kay misis, mayroon siyang nakita din 500. Then, hindi namin alam na nagkasabay kami na mag-withdraw. So since pag-withdraw ko, since may may tawag dito, may laman pa ng 500, so makakakuha ako ng 500. At si Mrs. din, pag makakakuha siya ng 500. Okay? Kasi, kung wala tayong mechanism na ginawa. So, kung gagamitan natin ng synchronization mechanism, okay? Synchronization mechanism, hindi yon mangyayari yung for example sa isang bangko. So ang bangko, hindi sila yung mechanism na gagawin nila to avoid sa mga scenario na for example sa scenario ng misis ko at scenario ng ATM ko. Okay, so ayan guys, by using this synchronization mechanism, so let's try first this program guys. So i-run muna natin kung 0 ba yung output niya. Synchronization. Okay. Okay. So, merong problem. So, mag-end natin dito. I-end natin dito. Mag-terminate natin. program ends. So, kahit mga 10,000 lang muna. 10,000. Huwag mo ng 100,000. Okay, so let's try. So, meron siyang off natin to. Okay, stop. So, yan guys. Okay. Okay, dapat 0 yung ano. Dapat magiging 0. So, yung output niya. So, what if hindi natin lagyan ng ano? Okay. So, dapat 0 yung magiging output niya. What if kung magdadagdag pa tayo, okay, run, ano yung niya, termination. So, matagal pa yan. Set it 3,000. Let's check. Okay. So, yan. Hindi siya 0 yung last, no? Pero pang 1. Again, run pala tayo ulit. Yan, 0 naman. O, run tayo ulit. Negative 1. Okay? So, para ma-solve po natin to, okay, we will use mutual exclusion. Lagyan natin ito yung kasi yung tawag dito, critical part, no? Si in plus plus at in minus minus. So dito sa loob, lagyan natin ng mlock, okay? M.lock. At dito sa baba naman, M.unlock. So, ang purpose dito, para mag-synchronize yung pag-run niya. Dapat, kung ano yung pag-run sa sa baba o sa taas, dapat ma-synchronize doon sa baba. Okay? So, ayan. So, let's try. Oh, 0 na. So, na-solve na siya. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, yan. 0, 2, 3, 2, 3. Again. 0 na. Kahit ano siya. Lagi na siyang 0. Solve na siya. Ayan. Palagi na siyang 0. So, what if kung maglagay pa tayo ng producer? Tapos, T3. and then T3 T3 dot join. Okay, so try to guys. So dapat ang lalabas dito is 100,000. Okay, dapat 100,000. Yan. Dapat 10,000 lang pala. Kasi 10,000 ba yung ginamit natin? 10,000 nga pala. So dapat 10,000 lang. Okay? Kasi doble yung producer. Kasi dito mag twice, mag-run siya twice, meaning mag 20,000, then ito ma-minus only 10,000. So dapat ang lalabas yung balance, for example, yung matitira. Okay? So dapat 10,000 din. So if we will not use this, so it will balance na. Okay? So try to solve this guys also by using MLOC or mutex, mutual exclusion. Okay, for a while. So ayan guys, so okay, so that's end.